Hello and welcome to Tremendous Tuesday, live on the internet. We may have some people joining us. I do believe we do. But anyway, regardless of that, here on Tremendous Tuesday, I don't think Fandango Friday is going to work, Fandango Friday, and I don't think Thunder and Thursday is going to work because William Kepley is doing the consolation prize tournament on Thursday. Now there's Jeremy from Arkansas. I'm in Louisiana. We'll just set the stage, folks. Setting the stage.
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Cut the grass. It was nice weather, 50% humidity, breezy, sunny, mostly sunny, and it made the grass dry faster than normal, so I was able to start cutting at 9:30 a.m. I can't stand cutting wet grass, but it was dry, and mostly, so I got it cut and I was able to eat lunch. Hey, there's Brian Lake.
Howdy.
Brian, you're from Ohio, and I'm in Louisiana. Jeremy's in Arkansas. I'm doing a rum taste challenge tonight. Okay. I reviewed that this morning.
Really? I just got these, so
I didn't post it. It's going to take a week to post it, but I won't say anything.
Okay, I'm gonna try it right now.
You know what I mean? I don't want to say anything because I want to just leave it like I never tried it yet. You know what I'm saying? Now,
right.
Here comes Ronnie. Here comes Ronnie.
There he is.
Hello, friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There's Ronnie in Florida. So now we got Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, Ohio. Get a few more states. We'll connect them all together. Now, Brian.
Yeah, but I growed up in East Tennessee. So what you want to count? I was born here, though.
Johnson City?
No, Knoxville. Well, I was born in Cincinnati, but I lived around Knoxville growing up
okay.
several times.
Yeah, there's actually a highway that runs New Orleans all the way through to Knoxville and on and further on. But yeah, you can drive on it straight from Knoxville to New Orleans.
Interstate 40, then, or the highway.
Highway 11. Highway 11.
Highway 11. Okay. I
Oh,
don't think I knew that. I knew 441 and 411 went through there.
Yeah, there's 11. Now, when you get to Knoxville, up at the north end of the city, where they got some really good liquor stores, I might add, Highway 11 splits into the east and west. So they have 11 east and 11 west, and then it goes on and on and on through the state, and then right by what you call that, Bristol.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They come back together. And then it's 11 by itself on into Virginia. Yeah, on all the way to West Virginia. Okay, now there's James Piranha Madonna, but he's off right now. All right, so here's my issue tonight. I'm doing Albertson Silver Rum, and
Ron Pantaba.
I'm closing that out. Ron Pantaba. I'm closing Albertsons out, and the next one I'll bring in, and the next, I do a round robin tournament. The next one's going to be what you call that Cruzan aged gold. But this is the Ron Pantaba. Ron remembers, like the song says, rock and roll never forgets, and Ronnie never forgets. He's like an elephant. Now,
but you put it on Facebook. I just read it like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, it's true. That's another good reason you didn't forget, because I just put on. Oh, that's right. I put on alcohol.
Yeah, you said everything you drank for today.
Yeah, I was doing my little status update. Hello, James P. Madonna in New Jersey.
Greetings.
How's it going, James? Doing all right?
Hey, Yeah, well, we're supposed to get down to the 30s.
What?
It's going to be a frost warning, believe it or not, in May tonight.
That's crazy.
That's not good, James.
That is wild.
Really.
Quarantine and plus frost.
Well, where am I gonna really go for entertainment? I don't have any. I got
True.
the supermarket,
You can go to Walmart, right?
with the long line, and the other retail stores close at 5 p.m. and then there's takeout.
There you go.
So that's it.
Curbside, right? They call it.
All the spas and salons and barbershops and
Yeah.
massage parlors, they're all closed.
All the
Yeah.
non-essentials, right?
They just opened up barbershops here yesterday.
Well, Florida's doing pretty good, I hear. They're not doing that bad.
No?
Overall. Yeah, a barbershop would be very good. I'm
But you do have to wear a mask if you go get a haircut. So I'm going to hold off for the time being.
Well, they have to wear the same thing. I can use a buzz. Yeah, but
Yeah, I see. It's going to be long.
yeah, but
I'm about to get one.
but the social distancing, unless you're Edward Scissorhands, Johnny Depp, and you can do magic, tick, 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 there's no social distancing when someone's cutting your hair. But I'm gonna have
it's all just I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I gotta do what Jay does. I gotta go get a little
Writing.
a little high tech
Wall.
Yeah, the wall. Well, they all make them now. They're small.
Yeah.
They're small.
Yeah, Ron actually did a pretty good job on his hair.
I cut mine twice. I've got to do
Did
it
you?
again. It's growing out again.
Yeah, he's got. It comes with the combs.
Got to get that
Well, in
Flavia.
Arkansas, are the barbershops closed there? I heard that the Arkansas didn't have a lot of closures.
Yeah, but the barber shops were closed. So
I heard Nevada might be opening up for Vegas, but they better.
Okay, wait. Before we go on, oh crap. I was trying to put a link for somebody.
You're freezing on my side. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just me though.
No,
my
he is to
connection?
me too.
He froze. No, there he is.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, no problem. Funny as bells and whistles.
Yeah, I was just getting a lot of feedback. Like, somebody
I hear it.
feedback.
Yep.
Like,
I hear like background white, like white
It's
noise.
Ronnie.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think his headset cable may be messing up or something.
Okay.
May want to replug it in, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Check that.
Okay, now James set us off with the bells. Now we're going to go to everybody. Okay, and I'm going to update all the comments. I promise.
Tremendous Tuesday.
Now, Jeremy, Tremendous Tuesday. That was 7. One of them was kind of weak, but it was 7. Now, Jeremy, what are you looking at tonight?
I'm trying this Voodoo Ranger American Haze. I'm gonna do a 30-minute beer review just for James. I'm just kidding.
Start off.
I don't care.
I'm just joking with you.
I don't care. I mean, there's no pro wrestling on tonight. I mean, there's really.
Sure, right.
I got time.
I get a lot of. To me, it's got a lot of grapefruit, and it's definitely a New England style IPA. I think it's a 93. Maybe better than that if I
That-
keep
Well, that's
drinking.
kind of fast, huh?
That looks like
Yeah, I'll kind of speed it up, you know.
that looks like
I'll kind of speed it up, you know.
Give us a little more.
that looks like a New England IPA or a Sierra Nevada. It has that fruity.
Yeah.
It has that fruity, fruit smoothie look to it. Looks good. It's
It's got,
hazy. It's hazy. It's not the way I like it. You know, hazy and
It's got a lot of grapefruit and pineapple flavor to me.
yeah.
Not real heavily, but it's just it's smooth. It's really good.
Yeah. Too bad. The craft beers sometimes tend to be a bit pricey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I
You're
go
right.
get over $10 for 6 bottles. You know,
Yeah, they're
they're not cheap.
That's why a lot of times, that's why I drink a variety of. You know, I'll drink the sessionable beers too because they're so
Yeah,
you
like
spend
a
a lot of money.
Modelo Especial is not expensive. You know, things like that. Genesee Cream Ale, so on and so forth. Okay, the wind chimes are coming. I think we're going to hear wind chimes soon.
Now go to Brian and see what he's got.
He's sideways. All right. I have.
Who?
Where's my camera?
Me?
Yeah. There we go. Oh, wrong
Who?
way. So I have
There we go.
Boulevard Bourbon Barrel Quad. So
It's good for your legs when you work out on your thighs.
yeah. That's why I do them squats, man.
Squats.
Do them full squats. Make sure you break parallel.
That's how girls used to give.
Said I'm working on my quads.
Birth. They used to squat in the old days.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. I opened the window, the shade next to me a little bit. So it's showing up a little bit darker on my screen than it is, but it's kind of a deep apricot color.
That looks really nice.
You definitely can. It's still a little on the cold side. So being a Belgian, it's gonna, as it warms up here, I'm gonna swirl a little bit because it seems to be bright tank to me. It doesn't hold up too well in the foam.
Yes, rest in peace, Jerry Stiller. You're not going to make him white.
Well, now he's coming from Australia, so he's down under.
Oh, he's 13 hours ahead of me.
So it's tomorrow morning there.
Oh, now you can show your deep apricot.
But yeah, I'm the new guy. I've been following Ronald and I've been exchanging for a long time, but yeah, you can definitely get the nice kind of the darker fruits. So you do get some apricot persimmon, and you can the bourbon is noticeable on the nose, and it has on the finish. There's a little bit of a bourbon bite to it, not much, just a little bit of that bourbon bitterness, but. I'm sure it'll open up more as it warms up. Because I meant to take out the fridge 10 minutes before we started, then I had to take the dogs out, and it was all I could do was be sort of on time. So. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, and I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Cheers.
So whatever
Nice.
that is, 90. So cheers.
Yeah, it has a
Cheers.
very good high definition webcam, which is good, which is great.
Nice microphone too.
We didn't tell anybody this time. Yeah, very good.
Very, very good.
There's James.
All right,
What's up, James?
listen, gentlemen. I don't have 0 filtered water this time. I got something better, but you're gonna laugh at me anyway because of my situation with the medication. I can't drink, but I have discovered the best non-dairy beverage that I've ever had. Trader Joe's almond
Trader Joe.
almond milk, rich and creamy, soy free. Let's see what's in it. It tastes like regular whole cow's milk with a touch of almond flavor, and it's fortified with vitamin D, E, calcium. A lot of things are in here. Let me see what's actually in here. Oh, this is important when you read
Natural flavors.
when you read Well, of course, you could spike this with anything you want, you know. This is important when people read labels. The first item listed, almond base, which means the almonds are not at the bottom of the list. Filtered water, more almonds, cane sugar, tricalcium phosphate, sea salt, gelon gum, whatever the hell that is, sunflower lecithin, locust bean gum, that's natural, vitamin A, palmitate, that's all right, vitamin D2, vitamin E, DL alpha tocopherol acetate. I have to give them a demerit on that because DL alpha tocopherol is synthetic vitamin E. D alpha tocopherol is natural, but it does, you know, for the most part, the ingredients are good, and the flavor is rich and creamy. Yeah, like I'm making a vodka martini.
You gotta shake it up good.
And
what's the date on it? You have the date?
I got it yesterday. It's got to. Let me check. What are you, Michael Komarov? What's the date on the bottle?
Yeah, you got to check the date.
Better be good if it's milk.
Are you going to write it down in your notebook? Like,
I'm already writing it down.
Monrovia, California. How's California doing? Did they flatten their curve yet? Flattened curves. That's a skinny girl, a very skinny girl, very emaciated woman, right?
They flatten faces on curbs.
Where the hell is the freaking date? Oh, it's got to, maybe it's up here.
I wanted to send a.
What the hell? You know what?
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Oh, they put the
Just
date.
drink. I was just joking.
They put the date all the way. Yeah, you know
The
what?
date's in when you drink it. You look at the bottom of the carton, and it tells you. It reveals the date at the bottom of it.
I think I found the date, but it's June 24th. No, it can't be June 24th. It's not easily readable. It's like a bunch of they're numbers, but they're composed of dots. Used by that's the date. I think it says June 24th, 2020.
Oh, you're
okay.
safe.
All right, I found it, but it's a series of dots instead of being normal text. So it is everything it says it is, because Trader Joe's is a great store.
Owned by Aldi.
Yeah, they're the same family.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I got my tiki glass from the Dollar Tree. It almost sounds like idolatry. Dollar Tree. Yeah.
Idolatry.
So that's it. I give it, as far as non-dairy beverages go, as they say in France, I give it 100 out of 100. No,
Whoa.
I give it 99 because they put synthetic vitamin E, but it's at the bottom of the list.
There you go.
They could have went for the natural,
Right.
because even almonds are high in natural vitamin E. But anyway, yeah, cheers to almond milk. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers to almond milk.
Not cheers to being locked down and bored, but the cheers to almond milk.
Right.
Oh, look at
Just messing with you, man.
This is
Oh,
the
Imperial.
Imperial
Uh-oh.
Sunshine. It's a blonde ale with oranges and natural flavors, coming in at 9.6% ABV. 24 IBUs. It's made by the Blue Point Brewing Company out of Patchogue, NY, which is now owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Oh,
Right.
bastards.
I know Brian gets mad when they have a buyout.
I actually think it's a good thing that they were bought by Anheuser-Busch. I've been to the brewery before they were bought out. I've been going there for a while. I used to live close by. It was very small, but the beers were very good. But once they got bought out, about a year later, they actually bought a college down the road, and they converted it into a brand new brewery with eat-in stuff, and it's kind of like an amazing place. It's really, really nice. And all the beer is still the same. It still tastes the same. They're coming out with new stuff. So I don't think it was a bad thing that they got bought out. And I think they have way larger distribution than they used to. Because I'm down in Florida now and I get it here. I don't know if it's always been here.
I never seen it in Louisiana, but now I might, you know.
Yeah, you might. It's got a bunch of bubbles going up. I'm on my phone now, so it's a little hard to show it.
Well,
It's got like a fruity, orangey smell to it, like it says. You can smell the oranges. So it's a blonde ale with oranges. So I guess the orange is a natural, and then it has natural flavors. So you pick up a lot of orange smell.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, Sting, Sting, and
Yeah,
the
I'm just messing with you about that.
That's true. That's true.
It goes down nice and smooth. I don't know. I think maybe a little bit of bitterness on the back end, but it's got 24 IBUs, so I could be wrong. I'm not sure what I'm tasting there with it. It's got a little bit of a spike. It could be the alcohol. It's 9.6%, but it's not alcoholic tasting. You know, it's just pleasant.
So it's not boozy.
What's the ABV?
I wouldn't
again?
say it's boozy. It's 9.6%.
Oh,
I wouldn't
that's
say it tastes boozy. It's got a little bit of a spike, you know, on the way down. I guess you'd call it a kick. But it's a slow sipper. This is a 16-ounce can I bought at the Valero gas station. I've got it for $1.99, which I don't
Not
think is a
bad.
bad price.
Cheers to Valero.
It's a good price for what you get. What a single, and I'm liking it.
Okay, I'll get back to you on the score if you want to wait on that for a little bit.
That was good.
Yeah, sure. You can come back to me.
Sounds good, man.
I'll go back to the comments in a little bit. So I was trying to give a link to somebody earlier when my speed went to DEFCON 0 because when I get on StreamYard, it kills my speed, you know. So I was trying to give a link to somebody in England to a guy in England said he would like to join these hangouts sometimes. So I said, okay. So I figured it would be courteous to give the, the link to him. So I'll do that for a few times. Now, I mean, if he never joins, I'm not going to keep doing it, but I mean, he might. So, but Craig's saying that Multi Monday is blocking him from the hangout. That's strange. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work that issue because if somebody blocks you for no reason and doesn't give an explanation, I always say that's not kosher, you know. So if I block somebody,
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, if I block somebody, there's going to be a reason. I'll tell them if they ask me. Like somebody might say, "Why you don't let me on the hangouts anymore?" I might say, "Well, because you drunk and all, you know, you're out of control drunk on the hangout, and you're doing all kind of cussing, and I asked you like 15,000 times not to do it, you know, not literally." And so there's nothing personal, but it's not workable. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a hypothetical. So I think people should be forthright and tell people what they mean and mean what they say, not play games. I was walking today down the street and I was saying, I can't stand when people play games, you know?
Well, you don't, it shouldn't be a dictatorship. There should be a justifiable reason for blocking somebody. You know, they should tell them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. And that's the way I've always seen it. And that's the way I will see it in the future. Now, but anyway, moving on, we'll work that problem. Craig, we're going to work on that. We're going to get an answer one way or the other. Craig's a long-time viewer. He's always shot straight. You know, that's what I say. Don't be a hustler. Don't be a hustler. Don't be a pig that don't fly right. But we're not implying anybody is. We're just going to work the problem. It could be a misunderstanding. A lot of these things are misunderstandings. James came out and knows about that. You know, we all have had these little misunderstandings. But
Well-
when you're open-minded, no, what I'm saying, when you're open-minded and you're communicative, very important. Communicative, you can almost always work these problems out. All right.
That's right. That's right.
So
People misconstrue. They misconstrue many things, and it gets taken out of context. And
Right.
context, and when you're typing, you can't really get the inflection. And sometimes something that might be like
Just a
meant to be
joke.
common. Yeah, people take it like, what do you mean? What are you saying? And it's like, no,
you got to be subtle and smooth. You got to
right.
be
Right. And you're trying to explain to the person, I thought you said I was okay, Spider. And they're like, no, I'm not okay. And then it's a big thing. All right. So Albertsons rum, this company was founded in 1939. It's made in British Virgin Island. Sorry, the United States Virgin Islands, but it's bottled in Kentucky. Okay, let's be honest. It says County Line Distillers, but it's Sazerac. They have like about 100 alias names. Now here's Ron Pontalba. I always say it looks like a. I'll go back to full screen. Ronnie had the bug out. We're having some internet problems tonight, but what's new, right? Now, Ron Pontalba was introduced in 1989, but there was actually a Pontalba rum back to the 1930s at least. I saw some proof of that. But this is like a reformulation. Ron Pontalba, named after the Pontalba Apartments in New Orleans, the most expensive public housing project in the world, probably. But it says imported from the Caribbean islands, bottled by Wide World Importers, Frankfort, Kentucky. Well, there you go. Another alias name. Wide World Importers means Buffalo Trace in Kentucky. So it's Sazerac versus Sazerac. And I'm going to update the comments. I promise y'all. I'm going to go fast too. I hope. This one's, well, they're both clear. Colors are not an issue, right?
There we go. The wind chimes.
There you go.
Hope I didn't cancel out the original ones.
Uh-oh.
This is a metaphysical situation. Yeah. All right. It's sugary, but not too sugary. It's like molasses. It's obviously a product that comes from cane sugar, right? Okay. It's very balanced. It's nice, mellow, mild. You pick up a barrel char, white oak barrel char. I got these two rums for such a cheap price. It's laughable, really. But I ain't laughing. All right, now this one. Okay. It doesn't have the big sugar push. It has molasses, but it doesn't have the sugar push. It's got some white oak, charred white oak. It's got that peppery note. It seems like a little flintier and cleaner. Okay, we'll go along with that. Oh yeah, I do have to taste it. Haha. All right. When your mouth is getting dry, it means you're getting plenty high. All right, now, but my mouth ain't dry yet. This is peppery. It's sort of oaky, like oak. Like think of an oak barrel. Wouldn't you like to drink an oak barrel? All right, so there you go. Caribbean, down in the islands, toes in the sand, all of that. All right. Okay, I just drank the same rum twice. It's very similar. Are there differences? In the aroma there were, you could see that. In the flavor, maybe. And this is totally conjecture. Maybe it's got a little more, if you want to say harsh or bold, barrel char. I don't know. I'm not sure. And Brian Lape's right. We did a lot of interaction over the years. We've done a lot of interaction over the years on YouTube. Like me commenting on his videos, him commenting on my videos, him, me, him, and it goes along. Pretty soon you don't realize it's been 5-6 years. You can't get over it. And I really do appreciate him joining. And we're not being like sarcastic or flip when we say super inclusive Saturday and all that. Like we really mean it. We want everybody to join. I mean, within reason, you know, you follow certain parameters, certain guidelines, and it'll work. If you're out of control out on, you know, Plan 9 from outer space. Yeah, if you're on Plan 9 from outer space, it ain't really going to work out, you know.
Yeah.
But
Cloud 9. Yeah, but his review and his product they were both excellent for the first time he's been on. I mean, who's the guy that's new? Brian.
He's got that. Brian Late. He's got a really fancy.
If I made it fancy, I said latte.
That's all right. Je m'appelle Bouillon Latte. That'll work.
If you lived in Louisiana, it'd be Brian Latte. All right.
There you go.
How's my audio coming in? You hear anything?
A lot better.
Sounds
It's
good.
called careful selection of beverage. That's why.
Yeah, I'm having problems with this laptop. I just wanted to say, and so I switched over to the cell phone. But StreamYard is horrible on the cell phone. It still hasn't been updated. I was just getting a bunch of garbledness after a couple of minutes.
Oh, I can't use cell phone with StreamYard. The glitches are horrible. It really.
Yeah, it's been like a year now or so.
If you try to use a cell phone and StreamYard, forget it. You guaranteed to have trouble. I mean, that's like a guarantee. All right, I'm gonna call it, y'all. Just give me 12 seconds.
But Ronnie's right. Sting and the Ultimate Warrior were originally tag team partners. Ronnie, yes.
Yeah, what was Sting's name
Last week
that he used at the time?
Blade Runners, I think.
Oh, the Blade Runners, yeah.
Yeah, they were called the Blade Runners. But anyway, it's time for his
Ron Pontalba time.
His grade.
I was very happy with the price. The price was laughably cheap, but Louisiana has extraordinarily low prices. That's why we're a drinking state with a football problem. But whatever, you know, getting past that. Oh, James, I saw one of those big crawfish mounds today. That thing is getting bigger and bigger. He's going to build a castle to the sky. I mean, I can't get over
you saw the biggest one you ever?
Yeah, well, no, I don't know about ever, but it rained Friday really heavy for hours, and so now the crawfish he's got his mud now, so he's building this huge the skyscraper, you know. All
Where's this? In your yard?
You should take photos of the big ones.
Yeah.
Down the street. I should, and I'll give it to you, huh? I'll do that if it doesn't get knocked down. But that thing is incredible.
You don't want them on your profile?
Yeah, I do want to take a photo. I was going to give it. I wouldn't mind putting it on there. All right. I'm going to say, honestly, the real answer is I don't know which is which.
Ooh.
But to be fair, you know, to be fair to the challenge, I'll say that I think this is the Albertsons because it has a little bit more sugar sweetness. But I would recommend both. I mean, if you want to spend a little bit of money and get a lot of payout, this is the way to go. I mean, come on. Well, here it goes. If it's set, it is the Albertsons. Ha ha ha! What do you do when you're dealing with an expert? You get played. That's what you do. Now, anyway, I'm talking large. I'm talking loud, but I had to fit this.
I can picture him shooting pool, being a pool shark with his own pool cue, you know, in the case and saying,
no, he comes in with the broom handle and beats everybody, you know, behind his back.
You missed a shot. Now it's time for me to run the table.
Yeah, with the broom
Do
handle.
you play pool, Ron?
yeah,
I used to play pool in college. I used to play pool in college, and I got pretty good at it. And James is right. I used to be stunting like that, talking about what happened. You're messing with the best and all of that, you know. But I mean, it was all
well, you were pissing off your opponent, so they make mistakes.
Right. But they had this girl, and she was like really good looking. So I used to love playing pool with her. Nancy, oh man.
Girl with the
You know, she was white and she had long brunette hair, and she talked real country. You know, she used like those real Anglo-Saxon country terminologies. Like she would say, like, no one. And by the way, no one in my area of Louisiana speaks like this, but she's up in that Anglo-Saxon area. So she would say stuff like, "Oh, help me pack my books." And I would say, "What do you mean pack your book? Are you going on a trip?" Well, she meant help me carry my books, like in college, help me carry my books. But in her terminology, she would say, help me pack my books.
So she
couldn't get over these bizarre.
She was very sophisticated for, or she was just had a different dialect and a different way of speaking.
Different dialect, like they say, pack
like
your books.
Like a Southern dialect, the regular Southern, not the French Louisiana Southern.
Yeah, it's like an Appalachian dialect. And
right?
then she would say like, they would say stuff like, yeah, and they would say stuff like, I got to go save the dishes. I'll say, what happened? They drowning? But they meant, when they said the dishes, they meant put them in the cabinet. You know, they were drying and they were dry, so put them in.
So
yeah,
she was.
That's kind of a weird term.
So instead of calling somebody a horse's ass, she would call somebody an equine's gluteus maximus. She was that sophisticated?
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she was at all.
I think he's just saying she had weird terms.
Yeah, save the dishes.
Yeah, she done talked strange.
Yeah.
She had a strange dialect. Like she had this other boyfriend, and her daddy was like, "I don't want you going out with that Jack." Now,
she wasn't from Arkansas.
That means they're gonna roll. Hey,
yeah, Jeremy knows about that.
No, no. I mean, because it sounds like almost like some Ozark type slang there. You know,
it's that area that runs from Louisiana all the way up to West Virginia, probably, and they're all from Ireland and Scotland, and their last name is Baker, Smith, Johnson, Jones.
Hey, man, a fourth of my family resembles that remark.
Anytime
right.
anytime the father hates the boyfriend, you can be sure she's going to be dating him for a long time.
Yeah, they got
as
married.
a father of a 23-year-old Salu.
They're going to roll in the hay. Clockwise.
Yeah, in fact, they got married.
No,
they got married.
Clockwise.
They got married. But anyway, the point I was trying to make, she would come to my house and all. We were like buddies, you know what I mean? But she used strange dialect, which all those people up there use. They all say stuff like, I say, where's your car? Oh, over yonder. I say, oh.
Oh God! When somebody told me my exit is just down yonder, or that a ways off, or something like that, that was over an hour drive.
Yeah, dang, that's where I used to live.
They would always say,
over yonder.
It's over yonder.
Down two hollers and take a left.
Is there a town called over yonder? I'm wondering. For real.
Does she say,
no,
come and sit a spell?
This is only 60 miles away from me, and no one speaks like that around here. But they would say, you know, in Louisiana, we have very distinct dialects. And they would say things like, I would say, hey, where's your ink pen?
Down the way.
Ain't got naren.
Ain't got Aaron?
No, they would say, ain't got naren.
That's what I heard on the Dukes of Hazzard. They used to say stuff like that. And Flash, the Basset Hound.
Oh.
Yeah, when they would say, I used to study English a little bit. I have to go on, y'all. I have to go on. But when they would say that, I ain't got naren, I knew what they meant. They were saying, I haven't got nary a one.
Right.
See, they were saying that like they had come from England. They had come from England in the 1500s. So I would say, Bernard, where's your pencil? Ain't got naren. But they were saying it, I haven't got nary a one. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, it's a strange thing how this old English dialect from the 1500s is still carried on out here in rural America. Hey. And all these strange terminology.
What are we talking right now?
Well, you should.
Yeah.
They kicked the
All
red
right,
coats, gluteus maximus.
Proper English. Thank you very much.
During the
Oh,
rebel-
but anyway, the whole point of the story, now that we're coming out of the parenthesis, the parentheses, is that when she would play pool, I would say stuff like, bam, how you feel, played. And then she would say stuff. Now, she had a very deft, she could hit that pool cue. She had a very soft application. She would just hit it, tap, and it would always go in the hole. I said, look at this girl. She's amazing. And so you would be talking trash, and there would be Nancy, and she'd pop, hit 2-3 in, and pop, hit 2-3 in. I said, this girl's amazing, not to mention her figure. But that is a statement of fact. That's a matter of admiration, not of
Skyrocket in flight, afternoon delight.
I'll drink to
Got
that.
none.
Yeah, well, you can dream, but you don't always get the dream. But I won a few pool games. That's about all I won. That was
You know how my billiards improved drastically?
Billiards? That's cool.
Billiards.
I like that.
Billiards.
Is that the Southern term?
Is when I didn't care. When I totally relaxed and loosened my whole body, and I
Right.
just completely relaxed.
Yeah, that helps.
I could
That's
care
true.
less if I won or not, and I just went
Yep.
real slow.
That's the same thing with bowling.
That's with
And
everything, really.
Yeah, probably.
Boom! Right.
And that's how she was. That's how she was. She had a deft touch, and she was so smooth. And I mean, I was pretty good. I could win a lot of matches, but she would destroy people. She would
Don't
destroy
forget the
people.
chalk,
And I just thought,
chalk, which is calcium carbonate, by the way.
Did we find out what Jeremy was drinking yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
forgot.
he was the first
The American
one to
Haze.
tell us
That's,
about the
Is that CaCO2
that's good. That's the lighter version of the Juicy Haze.
carbonate? 2 oxygen or 1? Been too long.
Oh, a few more things, y'all. Since it's Tremendous Tuesday, and we have tremendous ideas on
I
this
thought it was
channel.
topical too.
Craft report.
Topical.
No,
What
it's
are you, a
tremendous.
dermatologist?
I didn't,
It's tremendous now. We just moved up.
okay, I didn't skip a topical because I said, what if we're not on any particular topic? Secondly, I was
That's why I
going to do
asked
treacherous
earlier
Tuesday.
today. Yeah.
Right, and then treacherous is kind of too negative. We want to do a positive energy
Treacherous.
production.
And we have to start blocking everybody that makes a comment with treacherous.
So I figured we'd do tremendous, because that's more tremendous. Whoa. Now, a few more things about dialect. And we're not going to get bogged down in that. But I always was interested.
Well, that's topical. So
It's topical. I was always interested in those type of things.
400 feet from my house.
I like that kind of stuff. It's interesting.
I live in this town, right? So here I live right along the Mississippi River. Got it? Well, there's a town right up the river from me. I mean, it's only 4 miles away. But when I went to high school, I would notice, because I try to keep like a keen eye on everything people say, do, or think. So I've always done that since I was a little kid. So when I went to high school, I was so shocked by the way these people would talk or speak. See, me, when I grew up, I would say a thing like this. Oh, later on after school, I think I'll come to your house and we can play some rock and roll albums and we'll listen to those and that'll be fun. And the friend would say, okay, so I'm going to come to your house. Normal thing to say. But these people from Reserve, they would not even their accent was different. Their accent 4 miles away was different. I could always tell they were from Reserve. But they would say things like,
Kilo Reserve.
oh, that's the name of the town, Reserve. They would say, and that's another story. They would say, oh. They would say, oh, I'm going to come by your house. I'd say, why don't you come to it? Don't just pass by it. But they'd always say it. I was passing by your house. Okay,
Yeah,
you waved.
that's pretty
and you went
common.
on.
That's pretty common.
They always say that I'm gonna come by your house.
Yeah.
Meaning, what they meant, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna come
Mhm.
see you. What does that mean? I'm gonna come by your house.
I
That
think
means
it's a
you're gonna
southern
come
thing
near it.
too.
You know?
And when people say, "I'm going to tell you something," I want to tell you something. Well, you're already talking. You're already telling me something. It's like a Northeastern thing. I'm going to tell you something.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, don't
I tell
even
you
get
what.
into all that stuff.
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
It's,
Hey, I forgot to ask. Are you from the Wooder part of New Jersey, by the way?
I'm from Northeastern Bergen County.
Yeah, my wife grew up in Willingboro, so
Willingboro might be a suburb of Philly.
yeah, it is. Yeah, more or less.
Right? Yeah, going there down by Cherry Hill and.
Yep. Yeah, she says Wooder, and her mother says Radiator. But anyway, sorry, man.
Well,
Sorry.
they even people in northwestern Sussex County have a different accent than we do,
Yeah, there's a difference of northern Jersey and southern Jersey.
oh yeah, it's a little state. Even in the Pine,
Mhm.
like when you're going towards Atlantic City, when you start to go into South Jersey, the Jersey Shore area, Ocean County, Monmouth, Ocean County, and below that, Little Egg Harbor, going towards Atlantic City, they have an accent like a lot of Philly people have, you know. And then northwestern Sussex County, which is mountainous, they have another accent also, but it's a small state shaped like an hourglass.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think you wouldn't think to be.
There's a sandwich that in New York you call it a hero. In northern Jersey you call it a sub, and in southern Jersey you call it a hoagie. And it's all the same sandwich.
A hoagie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife calls them hoagies.
That's what Alex calls them.
Now,
Alex calls them a
speaking,
hoagie.
speaking of hoagies, the Philadelphia.
Oh wait! Now this guy here, you're talking about pirogues. Pirogues. I know where pirogues is. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
Oh no!
He was just doing it.
Philadelphia cheesesteak sandwich. If you go to the landmarks that make them, they use that cheap process like Velveeta.
Oh, Cheese Whiz, man.
Oh.
Whiz kind of crap. Like
Yeah.
they don't use. If I order one at an establishment, like back in the day when we weren't locked up like this, when I used to order one with real cheese, I won't eat processed. Give me mozzarella or give me provolone or whatever, or cheddar. But I don't want no. But what they do is they use it, and one of them got mad at me because they says, "I know why you use that.
I never heard grinders before.
Because it's cheap. You're trying to increase your profits. Hey, trying to keep it." So,
Yeah, when I lived north of Columbus, they called those sandwiches grinders.
that's the other word.
That's a new one.
Yep.
Yeah, you got heroes, grinders, subs, and hoagies, and it's all the same sandwich.
Sort of, yeah.
And hot dogs are basically tube
Wasn't
steak
it,
hot dogs, right?
Tuesday.
Wasn't
Or
it?
hot diggity dogs. Oh, that was Buddy Epson. Right.
Hot
Isn't
diggity dog.
Isn't there a song that Adam Sandler did? That he did hoagies and grinders, navy beans. What's that lunch? You remember that, Adam Sandler?
What are you talking
Y'all
about,
making me
Jeremy?
hungry now.
Yeah, he's got a song.
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. He did a song. He said hoagies and grinders. That makes sense now.
Now speaking out of respect,
I guess, yeah.
Out of respect for Mr. Terrio, what is
Yeah,
in
lunch
a po' boy sandwich?
A po' boy, it's a shrimp sandwich, right? With a few ingredients
No.
on it. It's not?
I don't know
They've
either.
got shrimp. They got shrimp poor boys. They got roast beef poor boys. They got catfish.
I like the
poor
shrimp po' boys. I've had that many times.
And
They got oyster poor boys.
He eats so.
Look, I put a comment right there. Look,
So what makes it a po' boy?
Oh, they call it poor boys. Other states they say po, right?
No, in the menu it always says PO, po' boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
that's-
the actual name is that.
Wow, if you want to use the King's English, yeah. Poor boy. Hot wiener.
It's a long French bread. It's a French bread, and you got the 6-inch, and you got the 12-inch.
Mhm.
It's a French bread with the crusty French bread.
Oh,
and
the
you got
baguette,
you
yeah.
could have
Yeah.
you could have fried shrimp po' boy. You could have oyster po' boy. You could have roast beef po' boy.
What
You
about
could have
fried catfish?
catfish po' boy.
Yeah.
Catfish.
It's good.
It's
The first
essentially a
time I
hoagie.
had that sandwich was in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cuban
Yeah, some
sandwich
kind of
is nothing but pickles and ham, right? The
Cuban
Miami-
sandwich is good too. No, the Cuban sandwich I like. It's chicken, ham, pickles. They got some kind of sauce, a few other things, and then they flatten the bread like a panini kind of thing.
Yeah, and the panini.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Providence,
Hey,
Rhode
y'all
Island.
know? You know what some of these old people around here say for buying some like ground meat?
Ground meat, chopped meat.
They'll say, I gotta go to the store to buy some grind meat,
Grind meat.
and they'll make a like this. Yeah, I gotta go to the store to buy some grind meat. That's how they'll say it. Grind meat.
Well, I wish your crawfish, crawdaddy farms. I wish when they get big, and when they molt, you put them on ice, and you can eat them like soft shell crab. You can fry the whole thing.
Yeah, they do have soft shell crawfish. Yes, that's correct.
You can eat the whole thing. You just got to take a little, just a little blob of organs out. Like with the crab, you have to take the lungs out. With a blue crab, which I'm sure you have in the South. Take the lungs out. Yeah. As soon as they molt, but they got to. Otherwise, they start getting like papery. Got to put them on ice, kill them. And
I rode my bike. We have a beach 5 mile. Well, let's see, about 6 miles away. I can ride my bike to a beach where you could go out in the lake and get huge crabs.
make great
Blue
spaghetti.
crabs, of course.
They make great spaghetti sauce.
You gotta watch out, though.
You know what happened to Nate? That guy right there. He typed too much. He went over to 200 characters.
Yeah, well, he covered
Oh.
me and Ronnie S. But
So you see that? You can't make a comment too long.
Yeah.
I
It won't
That's
work.
happened
Yeah.
to me before.
had to do speed reading.
I would say either one of these rums is fine. They're not world class, but then again, let's be honest. I don't think I've ever had a world class rum, but the ones I've had are very nice. I wouldn't make a habit of drinking it all the time because then where the term rot gut came from? Rum. But I mean, heck, it's cheap. Don't be an old drunk, and you may not have old drunk problems.
Well, Johnny Depp did nothing but drink rum on Pirates of the Caribbean because the water, I think, was contaminated back then.
Oh, back in the 1700s, that's all people. Oh, the muffulettas are good. Oh, boy, are they. I almost want to eat a muffuletta right now, but I know I can't.
Mincemeat. I had mincemeat pie in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and I did not care for it much. But
Oh, I love mincemeat pie. I know a lady that makes me a mincemeat pie every Christmas.
Now there's something that's changed, meanings over time. It actually used to have minced meat in it, and now it's like nuts and stuff all chopped up. Oh my God, the trains are coming! The trains are coming!
Boxcar Willie. Remember that infomercial when I was a kid? Boxcar Willie.
Boxcar
Yeah, I
Willie.
used to love
That's
that.
Mickey Mouse, right?
Well,
I
no,
used to love Boxcar Willie.
he was a hobo. He used to jump on, railroad cars, and he had he sang. I guess it was him.
No, he didn't sing. It was silent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
No, there's
Well, they're talking about two different things here, man.
Oh, okay.
Steamboat Willie.
That's Steamboat Willie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Slim Whitman, the singing, the yodeling cowboy, sold more albums in England than the Beatles. That was his infomercial. He was the
Slim
yodeling
Whitman.
cowboy.
Oh my.
Yeah, he's got skinny mustache like Clark Gable. He was
Yeah,
in-
Slim Whitman.
Yeah, Slim Whitman.
A lot of times I don't understand James's references.
That's because there were commercials that were before your
Old stuff, yeah.
time. Yeah,
He's talking about stuff in the 70s. That's why.
yeah. Louisiana meat pie. Oh, like the Jamaican meat pies. Oh, they're great. They're
now you see the whiskey scout who ought to be on this hangout. His wife is from Natchitoches, which is the oldest town in the whole Louisiana Purchase.
Wow, really?
Older than New Orleans. That's right. And they are famous for meat pies. They do these handmade. Now, of course, you go up there and some people are going to give you these frozen meat pies, which is a flim flam. But they got people that make homemade spicy meat pies, ground meat pies. And I've been up there and had those. They put them like in a newspaper and you eat them and they're spicy. Oh man,
I think what makes them yellow is annatto. It's an herb or spice called annatto, and it's like a seed, and it's like poor man's saffron. If you're making a paella or something, and it makes it yellow, but they're quite good. The meat pies. Tower Island is a famous company that makes a supermarket Jamaican meat pies.
I went to Toronto, Canada once, and they had those. They call them something like empanadas, but they were from Chile. But to me, I said that's nothing but a meat pie. Talk about get full. I wanted to take a nap for 2 hours after that big old thing.
I know what you're talking about. Empanadas.
You're right. They are nothing but a meat pie.
They make it's like a Jamaican beef patty, but with more stuff in it.
Yeah,
it was something.
I went to a buffet.
Empanadas are popular in South America and in the Caribbean.
Hold on, I'm going to say this. Can you get Jamaican patties in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay, James went where now? We got to get off pretty soon.
Go to Publix supermarket in Florida, and they
I mean, you can buy frozen ones in Publix.
They're frozen though.
But you can buy frozen ones in New York.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of West Indies people.
Actually, in New York, you can get pretty good ones from certain delis.
Yeah, there's a West Indies neighborhood in Brooklyn. Flatbush, I think Flatbush is West Indies. Now it is, but you can get them frozen, And just,
I used to buy Jamaican beef patties for $1 when I was in high school. The local little delis and whatnot.
Well, the Dollar Tree still has now has Jamaican meat patties, but they don't stuff them that good. They're $1, but there's not that much.
The frozen ones has too much crust, and it's barely any meat. It's not good.
Australia probably has the British recipe style.
Oh, right. Like, because, they used to eat that in England, those meat pies. Okay, now, Brian, before we get off the air, you got anything to say? Because we were going through all this. You had the most elaborate beer tonight.
Well, yeah, I did forget some of the beer nerd stuff on the side. It's 11.2% and 26 IBUs. And yeah, as it opened up and it warmed up, I mean, being a Belgian, it needs to be a bit warmer than, 50 degrees is more of a serving temperature. It's gotten much better. Can definitely smell the candied sugar in there too. So, but yeah, I'm sitting here buzzing away while you guys are talking, making me really hungry. Well, the dogs are sort of behaving off to my left here, but they're quiet at the moment. No, it's been a nice discussion.
Well,
it was pretty good today.
What's he
We covered many topics.
Chain in Australia called jesters. Interesting.
Oh, here's one more little idiom like dialects, strange thing from Louisiana. When you drive down the interstate, you got 2 lanes going one way and 2 lanes going the other way. What do you call that in the middle? Like the grass or the concrete? What do you call that in the middle?
The divider.
You can call it an island. Some people call it an island.
Yeah, but median or meridian? Median.
Median, yeah.
Down
If
here,
there's grass on it, sometimes you call it an island.
Yeah, in Louisiana, no one calls it any of those things. You know what they're called in Louisiana? A neutral ground.
You know the circles. Remember when they used to civil engineers, whatever, came out with the circle where
Traffic circle, yeah.
yeah, like instead of an intersection with lights, you would go around a circle and then you would make
Yeah. In
well,
England, they call it circus, yeah.
and
Well, roundabouts, yeah.
in New England, they call them rotaries. In Massachusetts, they call them rotaries.
Yeah.
Rotary.
England, they call those roundabouts. Yeah,
Yeah,
I learned to
there's a
drive-
big roundabout over
Yeah.
here in Clearwater.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
They built it in '99.
Yeah.
And they call it the roundabout. That's
Yeah.
what it's known as.
Being an Army brat, I learned to drive in Germany, so I'm very familiar with those things.
The
There's a
Autobahn.
lot over there.
Oh yeah, not as much as
Oh.
England, but quite a bit.
Yeah, over
Huh.
here they're called traffic circles. I think in some parts of England, don't they call it a circus? Like Piccadilly Circus is like a
Well,
round.
I think that just might be a roundish area, but there is actually just a difference between a traffic because I call them traffic circles for a long time, but there is a difference between a roundabout and a traffic circle. There actually is
Okay.
a traffic circle actually has the idea is you come into the traffic circle and then there's stop lights inside the traffic circle, and a roundabout if it has lights, it's on the outside.
It has, and then you just have to yield when you drive
Yeah.
around, right?
Yeah, and now granted, I learned to drive in the '80s, and every country it was different to who had the right of way, and really drove me nuts. Because some countries, those in the roundabout, traffic circle, whatever you want to call it, they have the right of way, and some entering have it. But
The grassy knoll.
the grassy knoll. But yeah, I miss them because they're far more efficient than stoplights.
Yeah, we have a few. We had a governor here that wanted to put traffic circles everywhere, but that went over nowhere. That didn't catch on.
Remember Basil Marceau? No, you don't know. You're in Louisiana. That's Tennessee. No. He was running for governor of Tennessee once. Republican Basil Marceau. He's extremely funny. If you ever watch his YouTube video, but anyway, I digress.
In Louisiana, we had a guy that ran for governor every year from like 1941 to 1991. 1991. His name was. He was on every ballot, but nobody voted for him. His name was Cousin Ken Cooper. He was always on the ballot. Cousin Ken Cooper. He always would raise enough money. If you spend enough money, you could get your name on the ballot. So he would always have enough money to get his name on the ballot. So every year, every 4 years,
It's like Bloomberg.
candidate for governor, Cousin Ken Cooper.
It's like Pat Paulson for president.
Yeah, remember Pat Paulson from Laughing? He was running for president all the time. The funniest
What?
video Basil Marceau ever came out with was his idea for his version of the Green New Deal. He wanted to plant vegetation of any kind, even if it's weeds that grow high along both sides of every road in Tennessee. And then he wants to get prison inmates to cultivate them to make ethanol.
It's called slave labor.
Yeah, he wanted every single road to have on both sides tall weeds.
Well, the only thing that works well with ethanol is sugar beets.
Sugar beets work. Sugar beets work pretty well.
Yeah, well, I mean if you want more fuel than what you're putting in, if you're using corn, you're actually takes more fuel to create. It takes 1.1 gallons of fuel to make 1 gallon of ethanol through corn.
You know what else they're making ethanol now? With algae in Florida. They're growing algae. He called it vegetation. It's a bunch of weeds.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Lady Bird Johnson wanted to put the beautify the highways and have wildflowers along all the interstates?
That sounds nice.
Maybe.
Lady Bird Johnson.
Yeah, I know she was responsible for getting the billboards to be a lot smaller and not as numerous as they used to be.
You know what was beautiful in Baja, Mexico, driving through the Sonoran Desert, all the military checkpoints, all the bases in Mexico had landscape cacti with blossoms, all cactus blossoms. It was actually prettier than the resort I was at in Cabo San Lucas. the military base.
And I was cannabis. There you go. Well, grow hemp, and then you can harvest it and make paper and cloth.
make
and
Yeah,
everything.
stuff.
just like George Washington, right?
Yeah.
Betsy Ross, the flag was made of hemp.
Well, it
Betsy-
looks like we had some good product. Look like we had some good products tonight.
I didn't get my grade.
Jeremy,
91 for this bad boy.
Yeah. I have a question
Enjoy.
for you guys that
93,
like the
93.
hazy IPAs. Do you like the haze coming from oats, or do you like it coming from essentially the proteins from the yeast?
I have no idea what the difference is.
Okay.
Either way,
It's
I'm
just a
not
general
sure.
question.
I don't know what
I'm not
the.
really.
Is there a different
Well, let
taste?
Not
really
slightly. But yeah, it's a bit of that's that kind of the holy war ground for the hazy IPAs is what should cause the haze.
Yeah, I don't really care for hazy IPAs. So
I like them.
it's like asking me which way I'd like to be tortured. Well, neither. I would.
That'd be cool. That'd be-
Oh,
I
that's
cut off my nose. Thanks, Ronald.
hazy IPA is what a certain someone from New England likes.
Well, I think they all like them in New England because they
It's
got a bunch of breweries up there.
Yeah.
Kind of
What I don't understand, and I had to look at the style a little bit more, is why they call it an IPA instead of just a hazy. It's just a hazy pale ale.
Exactly. I was
It's-
ranting about that this morning. When I was
Yeah.
sitting
Because
in
it
my
tends to
backyard.
be right. It doesn't tend to have the color profile of an IPA. It doesn't have the hop profile of an IPA. And if you use a lot of hops, many times
That's a good point.
you use them. Use Eldorado and other hops that give mango and very distinct citrus, like you were getting orange and other stuff, or you mix it with orange. And I wonder
Well,
if
this,
some
this
of
isn't
your
this isn't one of the hazy type things.
Oh, okay, yeah, yours is a pale, right? with
Yeah,
the
it's
orange in it.
so that's a blonde ale actually.
Yeah, blonde ale.
Blonde ale.
Sierra
So this wasn't
Nevada
hazy.
puts out a lot of-
I'm so glad to hear that comment from Brian because I've been saying that for years. I said it this morning when I sat in my backyard. I did that review and I said, this is really a pale ale. This is really not an IPA. But I know I'm going to catch hell for it.
That's
all right.
funny. That's like a
I'm asking
coincidence
that as a
that you-
home brewer, okay? Because I look at the pale, I know the caramel, the malts, they're supposed to be in there. I know the SRM. That's yeah. I won't go into all that, but I know what to shoot for. And most of the hazy New England IPAs I've had have been several levels of SRM below where they're supposed to be as far as a profile for an IPA. I understand not the bitterness. That's not what I'm asking. It's really the hop source. And so maybe I need to make a few, and then
Maybe they
I'll
just
understand it.
they took the IPA name just to latch on to like that popularity that the IPA already had.
Yeah, it might be.
Use
Just
a
said that.
barrel.
That's just a pale ale, right, Jeremy? They just call that a pale ale.
No, the Voodoo's an IPA. That's a whole range of IPAs.
American Haze. All right. But they also have one that's called the Juicy Haze. It's called.
Mhm. Yep.
And that's a
That's
New
right.
England style IPA.
I'm very conflicted about that. But they do taste nice for the most part. That old Voodoo IPA used to be so fleshy. Those hops were so fleshy. Oh, that thing used to give me the willies drinking that.
They have one also called the Juicifer. I don't know if they still make it.
That was okay. Yeah, that was okay. That was okay.
No, I really like
Okay,
this
now,
in
James-
Imperial Voodoo too. It's awesome.
Imperial.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those Imperials. Now, James, we could talk all night, but I gotta be up so early.
That's true.
The last two times you were on our hangout, you didn't close us out with a musical accompaniment. It was really upsetting to me. So I want you to close us out with a musical accompaniment. Any last words before he gives us that closeout?
I didn't get Jeremy's grade.
93 is what I gave mine. 93.
All right.
Brian, do you use a wooden barrel when you make your own craft beer?
No, I have a glass carboy, so I have for primary and secondary I use glass.
Okay.
So I used to use the plastic bucket for years. Now it's all glass. I have an all electric system that I do the mashing and boiling and everything else in. Called the Grain Father is what it's. I need to get the still attachment. You can actually turn it into a still. That'd be awesome.
It's interesting. I remember the episode when the Three Stooges tried to make their own beer in the bathtub, old-fashioned bathtub, and one put the yeast in and forgot The other two didn't see him do it. Curly put yeast and Larry put yeast, and it kind of foamed the whole.
Oh yeah.
I feel like James hasn't watched TV since like 1980.
Nothing wrong with
I
that.
watch reruns.
Yeah.
I'm not
All right.
Nothing's good came out since then. What are you talking about?
reruns. I have to sell their old, Laurel
All right,
and
now wait. Before we get there, I'm gonna be so busy tomorrow, I'm not gonna have time to check. If anybody can investigate that situation with Craig Swinson not being able to get on Multi Monday, check that out because Jesse's been a straight shooter with us, so we will find out about that.
Nah,
I'm sure he'll
I
give
think
us.
yeah. I'm curious to find out too because I don't think Bumpy's really that kind of guy.
Yeah, so see if y'all can find out what the deal is with that. So anyway, I won't be able to do it tomorrow. Maybe Thursday I could work on that
He
angle.
doesn't seem like that kind of person that would single anybody out for no justifiable reason.
Now I know his Multi Monday has been filling up. It's pretty quickly, and he always has people backstage. So maybe
I think what Craig Swinson is saying that his comments are blocked.
oh
Yeah,
oh
He can't even get on the chat, he says, or something.
Yes,
All
we
right.
gotta work that. We gotta work that issue. All right. Well, James is gonna close out, and it's gonna be good night to all of y'all.
You have just left our
Ron, can you give us the saying?
tremendous Tuesday pirate ship.
The Louisiana
What
saying,
is
the
the-
French saying?
Oh, laissez les bon temps relais. Y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Eat the shrimp. No, eat the seafood. Eat the. What was that commercial after the oil spill? Come on down and have the Gulf seafood. Everything is fine down here. Something like that.
I was over there. I was at my father's house. I was at my father's house on Mother's Day, and he called his sister. My father called his sister, who's only 3.5 years older than me, and she says, "My daddy said, what are you doing?" She said, "We boiling crabs. We about to eat crabs. We boiling crabs." I said, "Oh man, I wish I was down there eating those boiled crabs."
Yeah, with hot, spicy dry rub.
Oh boy.
That'll make you drink
Southeastern Louisiana.
cold beer. My aunt and uncle